Hey y'all, today's Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day, and today I will be remembering those who sacrificed their life for us in all the branches of the military over all the time for us, for this great country. But I had an opportunity to work today, so I'm out here at Saya, and there's nobody here. But there's freight to haul, so I had an opportunity to take extra. So today we are going to go to El Paso. So that's 2 extra days that I get, which will really help on the pay some bills. So I already hooked up. I hooked up Saturday, so I'm going to go pre-trip the truck and trailers, and we're going to get on our way to El Paso, and we'll see what we can get into. So let's go. All right, y'all, we are pre-tripped, ready to go. These trailers look good. We're fixing to head to El Paso. It's a little after 8 in the morning. And we're going to talk about a few things going out here to El Paso today. I want to talk about what you can do to stay healthier on the road as far as diet goes. Tell you what I do, how I lost 30 pounds. I lost it in about a year, but I've been keeping it steady for another year and a half. So we're talking about some of that and what I eat, and hopefully we'll get some good weather and we can look at some pretty neat sights between here and El Paso. It's pretty boring from here till you get to the other side of like Midland, but there's some pretty neat things to see. So let's go and we'll see some of those. Okay, hey y'all, we made it to Midland, Texas right now. Right at 320 miles from the Dallas yard and 5 hours of driving. Like I said before, I wanted to talk today about eating healthy on the road, being healthy on the road, mostly about diet. About 2.5 years ago, I was 195, 200 pounds at 5'7", and I figured I needed to lose a little bit of weight. So I had heard on the radio, on the satellite radio, about the ketogenic diet and paleo diet, which are basically higher fat, lower carb diets. And there's science behind it and why that works and why we've been lied to about low-fat diets all this time. But I'm not going to go into that today. But so I decided to try that. I thought I'd lose 10, 15 pounds. Well, in about 8-9 months, I had lost 30 pounds. Went from 195 down to 165. And that's where I've maintained that for now for about a year and a half. Right at 165, 164, 165. And it's been great. All my blood work is really good. So, yeah, so what I do is I cook up my food ahead of time on Sunday or Monday. I run Tuesday through Saturday. So I cook up my food Sunday or Monday. I cook burgers, enough burgers for about 2 a day, and enough chicken for 1 or 2 chicken thighs, skin on, bone in, chicken thighs. You got to eat the dark meat chicken with the skin. That's where the good fat is. The breast meat, high in protein, absolutely, but it doesn't have much else what you need in there. So you really need that really good healthy fat. So, I mean, I'll take other things too. I'll make a variety of it. If my wife has made a roast or something like that, I'll switch stuff out every once in a while. But mostly it's the chicken, and if I was at home all day, I could make a lot more variety and cook it up. But being on the road, taking my food every day, it's just a lot easier for me to stay steady. I know how to pack it in my cooler. I take other things too. I'll take sardines, really good clean sardines packed in olive oil, not water, not canola oil, none of the other junk. Packed in olive oil, and I drain the oil and I mix it up with a really good clean avocado oil-based mayonnaise called Primal Kitchen is what I use. Or you can find recipes on YouTube to make it yourself. It's really easy and really cheap. But anyway, I take that. I take almond butter. I take, and for vegetables, I take broccoli a lot of times. And what I do with the broccoli is after I've cut it up, I dip it in guacamole. I get the little cups of holy guacamole. I just dip it in that and eat it like that. It's pretty good. And the guacamole's got the really good fat. You want it from the avocados. Okay, another thing I do is intermittent fasting. I have an eating window from about 9:30 in the morning till about 3:34 in the afternoon. That's when I eat all my food. The rest is a fast, all the way to the next morning. The what a lot of people do also is called bulletproof coffee. That what they have in the morning, they just have their coffee and they add butter and coconut oil, and you can put vitamin D drops and other things in there you want to put in there, whatever you want to put in there. I don't do coffee. I do what I call ketogenic hot chocolate. And there's a recipe that I have for it. And when we get to the room tonight, I'll show you how I make it. I do mine in the evening. I can't do it in the morning. For me, it causes some unmentionable digestive issues. So I do mine in the evening, and I don't have those issues for some reason. Don't know why, but it still gets me to that fat level that I need to keep my macros in line for what I need to stay in ketosis, which is the bottom line for the ketogenic diet. Yeah, so like I said before, we're just about up on our 30-minute break here, and we're gonna get on to El Paso. And when I get in the room tonight, I'll show you how I make my keto hot chocolate. We'll see you. All right, y'all, we made it to El Paso. Got to the yard about 7:15 Central Time. It's 6:15 here in El Paso. They're on Mountain Time. Got unhooked, got my fuel, and got over here to the hotel. Yeah, we saw a few sights along the way. I'll roll that where you can see it here. But it was a pretty good trip, and everything should go smooth. I'm all set up for tomorrow, 2 Dallas trailers to go back. And then we'll go back to Dallas. And if something exciting happens tomorrow, there'll be a part 2. I don't expect anything exciting to happen, so it might just be this one. But yeah, we saw some windmills, and we saw some mountains, and some pretty nice scenery out in West Texas. It's pretty nice. It's a long way out here. It seems like they move it farther west every time I come out here. I'm getting old and not wanting to run so hard. But yeah, so I also told you earlier I wanted to tell you about the keto hot chocolate that I make. So what I do is I mix this up before I left the house. I usually just take it out of the containers. Like in this little container here, I've got 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now, by the way, I'm dairy free, so I don't use butter right now. I had an issue with some inflammation, blood work numbers. They've gone down, and I'll see the doctor next week, so I should be able to get back on my dairy. But I've been non-dairy for like 3 months, so right now it's in my dairyless keto hot chocolate. It's 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. Then I got it mixed up in here. I've got 3 tablespoons of raw cacao powder, not cocoa. It's processed. There's no nutrition in it. Cocoa is. This is raw cacao. I get it on Amazon. And then I have 1 teaspoon of stevia powder. And I use pink Himalayan sea salt. I use the twist one that crushes it up for you. I used it to taste. I like a lot of it. And then I put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? With 16 ounces of water in a NutriBlender cup. And actually Magic Bullet is what it is. Mix it up for about 8-10 seconds. And the water's hot. So you got to get it to where how hot you want it to taste. Take that lid off slow because it builds up pressure with the heat and the mixing of the blender. Put it in a nice thermos cup. Keeps it hot. I think it's really good. My wife thinks it's a little bit too bitter on the cacao powder, but I like it. I've got to where really sweet things I don't like that much anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Make my drink, watch a little bit of TV, and get up bright and early in the morning and head back east. So thanks for coming to El Paso with me, and we'll see you next time.